Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So I'm reading today for earth signs, so Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and it's going to be an interesting one. Hold on to your seats, guys. I'm a bit nervous to do this reading because it's going to involve some really important topics that can very easily be misunderstood, or people can have very strong opinions about it. But it's what I'm getting for you, and when I ask for a different message, the same messages are coming through, and you're gonna get what you're gonna get. You're gonna get what you're gonna get. I don't know, maybe that could be something as well. So what I'm going to talk about, it could be affecting you on a very individual level, and these could be the things that you are individually feeling and experiencing and going through. Some of the other things are, it's very positive, kind of like it sounds like I'm giving you a big warning. It's just that I'm nervous about talking about certain topics. The reading itself, the cards that are coming out, so positive, like really good. Like whatever you're doing in earth signs, it's like you're doing justice for the whole world. It's like we're in good hands when it comes to earth sign readings. Like the energy is really good. But I don't know if this is something that you are specifically doing and experiencing, or it's something where you are concerned about friends, family, loved ones, children, making the world a better place for them, or if it's just kind of a very collective thing and the role that earth signs can play in that. So earth signs, you tend to, generally speaking, you may tend to be in a position, some kind of work position, where you can make decisions, maybe around money and maybe around shaping the minds of people. So for example, being a teacher, right, you're shaping the minds of the young children. My heart just pounded, so that definitely hit the nail on the head for somebody. I'm going to go back to my heart pounding in a minute because that's another whole message coming through. If you're a Capricorn, perhaps you might be working in the finance department of a business, or you might work, I don't know, Capricorn, you tend to be very good at whatever it is you do. So I assume a lot of Capricorns can do that. A Taurus as well tend to be very driven, very work focused. So earth signs coming in with that energy of, I'm in a position here where I can make a difference. I'm in a position where I've got choices. I have influence in this workplace or family situation or whatever it is for you. Because you do tend to be very nurturing. You do tend to there's a lot of cups energy, there's a lot of emotion when it comes to earth signs, but it's a very practical kind of love. So where the water signs and the cups energy is more sort of expressive and vocal and like social, the kind of love that earth signs come in with is this kind of really practical. They're giving me that song, I've got a groovy kind of love, which doesn't fit with what I'm talking about, but it's what they're giving me, so I'll say it. It's the nurturer. It's like, I'm going to make you some I'm going to make you a hot meal because I love you. I'm going to go to work every day and bring home money to keep a roof over our heads because I love you. So it's like the very practical, kind of earthy, realistic kind of love that earth signs show. The doers of the zodiac. So what's coming in is, it's like, right, for some of you, you've been going through some kind of it's very existential. It's very much like God and the universe, like the very much bigger picture, higher power kind of energy. Some of you may have spent some time recently, some of you may have gone through a dark night of the soul or a spiritual awakening, or just a period of introspection and reflection on perhaps the culture you were brought up in, the environment you were brought up in, the values of different time periods. So especially in the formative years of childhood and the teenage years and kind of young adult, like experimenting and the boundaries that were set on you, and where did you push back against those, where did you accept those boundaries, what information were you given and what information were you not given, and how this formed you and your opinions at this point in time. So the saying in my head, counterculture, counterculture, which is interesting. So earth signs, being a little bit people pleaser, you can tend to be quite conformist. It's like, this is the rule book, this is how society works, this is how you run a business. I'm going to learn how to do this, I'm going to implement it myself. Not to say you don't have rebellious streaks, you absolutely do, looking at you Capricorns, but it's so funny because Capricorns are like the most, like, oh, this is the thing, I feel like earth signs can be so misunderstood. Like David Bowie was a Capricorn. Capricorns can be very, very quirky, and Virgos can be very like rebellious and party, like Taurus as well, like love a good party, right? So I'm not saying that you're like 100% like by the book, boring, but you know how the game is played, you know how to get on in life, you know how to fit in well enough that you can be successful. Like, it's just like, you know how to play the game, right? It's savvy, it's being savvy. So it's coming through with that I think a lot of you, it's like you've had an existential crisis where you've, you know, your foundations perhaps have been very shook by something, and it could be that some of you have become more intuitive, and, you know, maybe you didn't believe in life after death and you're seeing ghosts, you know, that kind of thing, or you know, you're seeing signs from someone who's passed over, or like, it's just like your foundation belief system has perhaps not been pulled down. I'm not getting the energy of like, I'm going to scrap this. I've been raised in this religion, I'm going to completely scrap it and I'm going to go and change to this other religion. That's not the energy I'm getting at all. It's more like, I recognize that this is my situation, I'm a product of this environment. I recognize that perhaps this environment isn't 100% keeping up to date with current trends, or 100%, it's like catching everybody. I was thinking today about, you know, people who slip through the cracks, and how society's failed those people, and sometimes those people can be villainized by the ruling powers, you know, by media, by politicians, as being like the outcast. They brought it on themselves. No, they didn't. You just didn't adapt the system, which is your job, right? Your job in a position of power to care for the collective. Like, you didn't catch those people, you didn't open the box big enough to catch those people. And if they're your constituents, then you have a duty of care to them. So don't villainize those people because your system failed them. There was something like that coming through in my own thought process this morning. And it's that kind of thing. It's like, you're there looking at the box and thinking, this is the system, this is what we have in place. So it could be work, it could be like a workplace system, it could be your recruiting tools, it could be that you work for a university and you get to decide who gets on the course and who doesn't, and you recognize that people from underprivileged backgrounds are not getting the same grades as the people who were able to afford private tutors. Is that necessarily fair? Does it mean that these people are not the same in terms of intelligence? It's just that they've not had the same financial opportunities to get them to the same level. Shouldn't you allow them on the course and give them the chance? So it's all these kind of questions. It's like, hang on, there's flaws in the system. How do we change the system to make it better? Okay, so like, right, pause now and just go and look at your song list. The description box down below, I've got so many songs for you, and they are just bombarding me with these themes. So some of you, you've got songs like Losing My Religion, right, by R.E.M. You've got My Universe by Coldplay. You've got Fallen Angel by the Norway Eurovision band, is it TIX? You've got Drugs Don't Work by the Verve. If Heaven Falls, I'm Coming Too. You've got Born This Way by Lady Gaga. It doesn't matter if you love him or capital H-I-M, right? You know, it's if you love the man upstairs or if you love a person. So there's this thing coming through about religion and love. I've also been getting Romeo and Juliet themed songs a lot, like Love Story by Taylor Swift, the introduction to one of Halsey's albums. I think there's a song by like is it like stereophonics as well, like all this Romeo and Juliet stuff as well, like keeps coming through. So it's talking about love, and who you love, Virgo. I'm saying Virgo, so earth signs, who you love, earth signs. And this could be romantic love in terms of your orientation, your identity, your sexuality. Perhaps you love somebody who doesn't fit the mold of the expectations, right? And even your own expectations of who you thought you were going to love, who you thought you were going to be, how you thought you were going to identify. For others of you, this could be, excuse me a minute, please, hope you're okay. It's probably an ambulance. So for some of you, and I'm getting quite strongly for a lot of you, it's your own children or your own, like your nieces, nephews, children. It's like the next generation, right? You know, the younger employees coming into the business. So it's like recognizing, like, it's like the difference between seeing something represented in the media, for example, people who are gay in the media, and then actually meeting people who are gay in real life, or having a child who identifies as gay, and it suddenly having a much more immediate impact on you, and you may spend a little bit more time thinking about it. So it's coming through in different ways. I just saw 11:11 on the timestamp. It's coming through in different ways for different people, for different signs and different placements. So please take it as it resonates, but it's like a very, very strong theme that's coming through. So whether you are breaking out some kind of I don't know, like enforced role, like yesterday I was getting a lot of songs like what's that Dua Lipa and Elton John song? I'm not the man they think I am at home. You know, I'm a rocket man, all those kind of things. And yeah, like George Michael songs. And it's this thing about hiding a part of yourself and either being forced to, either knowing that that's there and being forced to hide it, or not even realizing that that's a part of you, and then realizing it and being like, oh, this kind of changes things. Or whether it's like somebody around you. Again, it could be collective as well. It could be like immediate family, friends, a brother, a sister, you know, a best friend who's coming to you saying, oh, do you know, I think I've got these feelings. I think this is my identity. Or you're just noticing it. You're noticing it in the media. Maybe you've watched Heartstoppers, right? If you haven't, go and watch it. It's on Netflix. It's amazing. It's like all the feels. Like you're seeing things in the media more, and you're seeing the way society's changing, and the political discussions, like for example looking at you, Texas, about whether or not you teach certain identities in schools, and all these kinds of things. And obviously religion and politics go hand in hand, whether they should or they shouldn't, they always do. And that is definitely a big theme for your reading. So I'm just gonna have some of my coffee. I have got my shout out my cappies. I have got my coffee today. I actually waited. I didn't have my coffee when I first got up. I had, because I'm a bit poorly, so I had like lemon and ginger tea, and I was like, I'm gonna have my coffee when I do the earth sign reading, because I always have coffee with cappies, right? So hang on. Okay, right, before I just continue here, so yesterday, and I need to bring this up because I do feel like this is part of it, because I'm getting a lot of stuff about media representation, and media includes games. So yesterday, and I am a simmer, I am you know, quite an active member of the Sims community, if you know what the game The Sims is. Yesterday they released an update to the game which introduced gender pronouns, so customizable gender pronouns. And if you are not interested in that feature, if you just want to carry on playing the way that you've always played, you don't have to touch that feature. It won't make a difference to your game. But for people who care very, very deeply, for who perhaps they fought to be able to claim a certain identity, or, you know, it's particularly meaningful for them to be able to make sure that the text that comes up in the game, so, you know, and it's like Virgo, he, she, they, it's like making sure that the pronouns match like the way that the person identifies, or the character identifies. So yeah, they've added this feature where you can go in and customize your pronouns, or customize the character, right, that you're playing's pronouns. So it's a really important feature, I feel, in terms of acceptance and representation in the media. So it's on topic for me, and again with programs like Heartstopper, very much in the media at the moment, which is why I think it's coming through. So yesterday, around the time that like The Sims was announcing this update, and people were, you know, Simmers who were particularly vocal about needing a feature like this in the game were kind of like going live on Twitch and things like this, and people were posting their own experiences. I had about 3 very intense heart flutters or flutters in my chest, which sound very scary. It sounds like I need to go and get that checked out, but it is actually part of my kind of psychic or sensitive abilities, is that I do feel what my friends and family are feeling sometimes. So I can go into that in more detail, but it's a bit grim, so I won't. But if you want to ask me, I can talk about that more. But I do feel what other people are feeling when I care about them. And so I was getting these 3, it was almost like one of my friends or somebody I'm connected with or somebody that I know out there was having a panic attack. And it happened 3 times. I had to keep stopping because I was having this, I was like, I just knew, it's like, I was like, somebody's panicking. And it had the feeling of when, it's a different topic, right? For me, it's a different topic, but it's like the same feeling as when I very first posted a photograph of myself on my Twitter timeline on social media. And I'd always hidden myself. I'd always been really shy. I had really bad acne for a number of years as well. So I had a lot of self-confidence issues in terms of my image. And I remember posting a picture of myself on social media for the first time, like a selfie, I think it was. And I was so nervous, and I kind of like was like, should I do it, shouldn't I do it, should I do it, shouldn't I do it? And I hit send and then had to put my phone down, and then I was constantly looking at my phone, and I genuinely thought that people were going to look at me and unfollow me. I thought people would be like, oh, she doesn't look like how I pictured her, I don't like her anymore. Like all these insecurities and all these fears, many of which are ridiculous and paranoid and unfounded. But at that moment, I was really panicking about doing that. It was like a big thing for me to do. And it was the same, those heart palpitations and that feeling that I got 3 times yesterday. It was like, it had that feeling like someone's going to post something and they're scared of the reaction. And I remember checking to see what people were posting and thinking, who is it? So yeah, it's like, what will people think of me? That kind of thing. So I want to say it's collective as well. It's collective for my earth sign babies, and I love you all so much, and you look after me. I would be dead if it wasn't for earth signs, I guarantee it. It's like, I then went to my cards, right? I then went to my cards, and the cards were so beautiful. And I got the song Price Tag by Jessie J. It's not about the money, we just want to make the world dance. And she's like, and again, it's collective, right? So it's playing out, the way it plays out on an individual level is going to be different for everybody. But it's a collective thing that's going on with earth sign energy at the moment. So you could be feeling it very strongly if you've got strong earth in your chart. If you've only got a little bit of earth in your chart and you've got more dominant aspects, you may not be feeling it so much. But collectively, this is earth sign stuff. So I love it so much. It's not about the money, we just want to make the world dance. Price Tag by Jessie J. And you've got this image as well that came out, and it's like the message cannot come through strongly enough. It's like somebody out there, or collectively out there, earth signs are making choices where perhaps it's coming through very, very, in terms of like the work you do, like the choices that you make in some kind of business situation. When you're making choices in a consumerist society, in a capitalist society, in a business, you make choices based on money. Will this make me money? And right, this is going to come out as like very like Libra getting the sword out energy, but like very like blunt. But when you're making business decisions for a business, you look at what will be popular. And if I can never say it, I'm sorry, my dad has dyslexia, and I think I've inherited a little bit of a spaghetti brain when it comes to like getting words out of my head and letters out of my head. I get very, very jumbled. LGBTQ+ topics are popular. So you find a lot of people, a lot of brands and their marketing will jump on the LGBTQT bandwagon and will promote their product because they are targeting that demographic, because there's money to be made there. And I'm sorry, but that is the way it is. I don't feel like that's what the Sims team are doing. Just kind of throw that out there, but it's you make decisions. How much will it cost to implement this? Is it viable? Is it going to make us money? And it has the kind of feeling of earth signs going, this isn't about making money. This is about making the world a better place. So we're going to do this, and we may even take a loss, but in the long run, we're doing the right thing. This is how you get to heaven, that kind of thing, right? You know, you can't get through. So I don't know how it's going through. It's going to be different for all of you. So it's that old thing of like a rich man can't get through the eye of a needle, right? Because you can't take the wealth with you, but you can take your soul with you. So you want to have that light soul. You want to make decisions based on what's right rather than what's going to make money at the end of the day, because what's going to happen when you die? This is like this kind of stuff that's coming up for you. So yeah, she's literally the Nine of Cups. She's jumping away in the image on this card, jumping away from this box full of money, and she's making a choice that aligns with her soul, and that makes her happy on the inside. The Nine of Cups is making yourself happy on the inside without needing justification or verification from anyone else around you. It's like you are what makes you happy. Your soul is light. Your soul is pure. Your soul is literally fucking going to heaven, according to the cards. Look at this. And then you've got like here, like the money man. Like it's like yes, your passage, it's like the door's open. It's the way it's coming through. And I know that sounds like super duper. I'm literally hearing you've saved your soul. That's what I'm hearing, right? And I know this sounds so over the top and so dramatic, but and whether this is like a literal thing, like whether my guides are coming in and saying, yeah, somebody out there has literally made a decision that saved their soul, that's guaranteed their passage, right? And again, whatever your religion is, take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. I'm just telling you the messages that are coming through. Or whether just someone feels like that, right? So whether this is literally like my guides coming through, the message from God, from the universe saying, yeah, you've done it, you've opened up that, you've made a choice, you've opened up that stairway, you are ascending. Or whether you just feel like I'm making the right choices, I'm making choices that make the world a better place, that make the world dance, and I'm gonna cry. And I feel like my soul is light, my soul, what is it? My soul is pure, I saw an angel. You're getting all this angel stuff. I don't know if you're the angels or you have somebody up on a pedestal that you see as kind of like an earth angel. It's like they're so high above me, right, with that fallen angel song. You keep getting these songs. I need to make a note of that actually to write down. Is it You're Beautiful, James Blunt? You're beautiful. Maybe some of you feel like you've literally seen an angel. Like, again, I had a lot of stuff coming through about Mother Mary Comes to Me, like the Beatles song, in dreams. Maybe somebody who's passed over is coming to you in dreams. I think Capricorn last week had I'm Loving Angels instead by Robbie Williams. So you're getting all this angel energy. I feel like you're really, really connected. And again, it's not about taking whatever religion or even if you're not religious, whatever your belief system is, it's not about taking that and throwing it out the window. It's like doing right by it, but doing right by it not in a way that's other people telling you what's right, but in a way that you, on a soul level, you know that this is right, right? It's right on the inside. So again, making space for other people to also reach those higher levels and higher vibrations. It's just the most beautiful energy that's coming through for you. So I'm kind of excited and nervous to actually start pulling cards on camera because it's like it may all go crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna pause, drink some more coffee. My voice is getting a bit scratchy and I need to cool down. I'm very, very, very hot in your reading as well, like about 10 degrees hotter than I probably should be, so I don't know what that's about. Back in a second. Yeah, there we go. I got the message that I was skirting around and not quite getting. So if you want to talk about typical Western religions, right, and God, like God is unconditional love. God is completely like, or Jesus at least, right? Like, don't cast stones. He without sin cast the first stone, and you know, like this idea of like, don't judge others, don't judge others. Open your arms, accept everybody. You know, and teach people and move people towards being a good person and being kind and making good decisions in their life. That is what Western religion teaches us as its core values. It doesn't teach us to push people out or force them to conform to some kind of commercialized stereotype that fits the political narrative. That's not what, I mean, I think that's the purpose of like why these stories were written in the first place, if you ask somebody who studied humanities. But like the core values, and people use religion as a tool to promote themselves, which to me is the ultimate corruption of divine energy. And you can call it whatever you want. You can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it our higher selves, whatever you want to put, however you want to label this pure white light energy of unconditional love and divinity that anyone can tap into. We've all got it, right? We've all got it inside us. It's there. It's that like Jiminy Cricket on our shoulder, right, that tells us like what's right. We all know what's right. It's within all of us. And you know, when we put prejudice aside, when we put judgment aside, when we put our own scars, and I'm hearing scar tissue, and fears and self-loathing and all these kind of things aside, at the end of the day, acceptance is really, really key. So yeah, I don't know, that's kind of what was coming through. Right, Cappies. What's going on with my Cappies? What energy represents Cappies at the moment? Why am I saying Cappies? I'm so sorry. I think it's because I've just been drinking coffee. We're seeing the Crow. Let me try again. Earth signs. I will actually pull individual advice cards for everybody at the end. Earth signs. Tell me about my Earth signs. Whoa, that's quite a lot. So you've got the Buffalo in reverse. Please don't give up. So if you feel like you've been trying to implement certain things in your family, perhaps bring things into your, perhaps, you know, your friendship groups, your colleagues, your, just generally the people around you, society. If you feel like you've been fighting a losing battle, please don't give up, because the buffalo kind of talks to me about Nine of Wands energy, and the Nine of Wands in the upright is somebody who keeps on fighting, and in the reverse it's somebody who's giving up. I want to say you may be questioning something. Is it working? Am I doing the right thing? Oh, I forgot as well, I got an image of sometimes I get the image of like, you know, like a square peg in a circular hole, and like putting different shaped pegs in different holes. It talks to me about labeling, right? So do you fit this box that culture has created? Do you fit this box that culture has created? Are you this? Are you this? Are you this? And maybe you don't fit any of those things. So what I feel like earth sign energy is trying to do is remove the box, right? It's like create an even playing field with enough space that anyone can be any shape that you like. So if you imagine every single person is a blob of clay, and society says, right, you can be a square blob of clay, you can be a circular blob of clay, you can be a triangle blob of clay, but they're the only options. And it's like you become that shape, and you go through that hole, and you go in the box, right? You go in society's box. And then if you don't go in society's box, you fall through the cracks in the system. Perhaps you don't get the support you need. You know, you're ostracized. So the energy of earth signs is coming through, and I've never had this analogy before, but it's like, we'll take away the box then. Like, remove the box, create an even playing field, and then there's enough space there for everybody, and everybody can just be molded into whatever shape they want to be. Maybe this person wants to be a light shade, maybe this person wants to be a cow. It's like, let them be whatever they want to be. Oh, do you know what's coming through as well? Because I'm just thinking, last night I was seeing a lot of images. I was overtired, and when I'm tired, they really get me. Like, that's when my guides really come in and bombard me with downloads. And I was seeing this unicorn, and at first it looked like a blob of clay, right? At first it looked like, excuse me, that was not my bottom, that was, well, it was my bottom, but it wasn't a trump, it was just my me moving around on my stool, it made a Trump noise. So at first it came through with it looked like either like a 3D model, you know, if you were modeling something in a computer game, or if you were modeling some clay. It was like a colorless horse unicorn shaped blob, and it was still, it wasn't moving, and then it animated and it became like an actual horse. Like, I'm really lucky. I've got a very high definition visual capacity, so when images come to me, it's like, it really is like a horse is stood in front of me in high definition. I can really see like the hairs, the fine details, and yeah, this white horse moving around, and it had a gold horn, so a white unicorn. And then I was shown a deer, and it was kind of like laid down, and deers have been coming through a lot. That, like in that really rambling reading that I did on Sunday, I think, or Monday, there was a lot of golden deer energy in that, and so I saw this deer, and it was glowing with this golden light. It's like it's had these massive, I think it was a female deer, and it had these massive antlers, which to me talk about your crown chakra opening up, this big golden deer, and it's coming through a little bit like Patronus energy as well from Harry Potter, and maybe Harry Potter, right, with the Patronus and the unicorn. Good luck, unicorn. And what was the other thing? A lion, and I saw just a normal lion. It wasn't like gold, but it was, you know, golden coloured because it was a lion, and a kind of a close up, especially if it's like nose. So I was seeing these animals, and all these animals as well are really associated with British heraldry and coinage. So unicorns, lions, which are actually leopards, I believe, and what was the other thing I saw? I can't remember. Deers, which link back to kind of like Richard II, I think, is it? Or Richard I? Yeah, Richard I, like the white deer. So yeah, it's all associated with English heraldry, which could be symbolic for somebody. I'm getting a lot of information. You've got big energy earth signs this week. So I've put that buffalo the right way up, and we'll have a quick read of what the book says. Grounded yet heavenly. Oh my god, so perfect, so perfect. Grounded yet heavenly. I'm really getting Virgo. like the angels on earth that Virgos are, right? Doing everything for everybody else all the time. Practical yet spiritual. Like, it's just exactly, like, I love it, right? I love it so much when I'm getting stuff intuitively and the cards confirm it. I'm like, thank you for doing that on camera, making me look less crazy. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise towards heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Oh, some of you are really seeing your time as finite on earth. Some of you are having that existential crisis that I mentioned. Even like the Verve song coming through with all this talk of getting older is getting me down. He is very grizzled, right? He's had a bit of a tough life, this buffalo. But so in the reverse, some of you are fearing death. You know, what happens to me after I die? Have I guaranteed my place in heaven? And if you are one of the people who's making these decisions based on what's right in the heart, and not what's right perhaps financially, then that is, if you want to know how to get up there, the cards are saying that's how, right? And it's not to say that you have to completely reject money entirely. More so that, like, you have to be wise with your money, and you have to make choices that are socially conscious with your money. It's like, invest wisely, because sorry, there's a message here as well. It seems to be saying something about, even like the Ace of Cups here, it seems to be saying something about paying the ferryman with death and rebirth in the middle there. It's like, you only actually need one, what is it, one coin that they used to put under the tongue, or 2 coins on the eyes. You only need a little bit to pay the ferryman. That's the only thing you need to take over, you know, to the next life. So you know, an unconditional love is you know, something that you carry in your heart, so that's always with you. Okay, yeah, so there you go. There you go, easy. Yeah, so it's not saying that money, like everything, it can be good or it can be evil, right? Anything, there's nothing that's inherently evil, but it's the way that it's applied and the way it's utilized makes it good or evil. Just like how, you know, the Bible can be incredibly uplifting and beneficial for some people in terms of you know, if they're experiencing grief perhaps, or they need guidance in their life. You know, some people find the Bible very, very beneficial in that way, where if it's in the wrong hands and it's in the hands of somebody who is perhaps ambitious and exploitative, a demagogue or an oligarch perhaps, then it's going to be used to almost in a like a cult-like capacity that is used to restrict and control, and it's not at all embodying that energy of unconditional love that we're told Christ and God you know, are so full of, you know. So it's like again, I don't follow any particular religion, just to kind of say I think everything is part of one. If God created everything, then everything is God, right? That's the universe is God. So everything that exists is God, and that includes all religions and both good and evil, like everything, right? So my own belief system, but take it or leave it. Whatever your belief system is, absolutely fine. There's space for everybody in this field. So yeah, it's, I don't know, I'm waffling. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time, and may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. So when in balance, trusting and pure presence. But in the reverse, it says that some of you may be feeling very restless and you may be lacking gratitude. So again, going back to the money, if you are perhaps particularly lucky in terms of money, perhaps life has been kind to you, you've had a lot of good fortune. Not all of you, I know some of you are going to be struggling a little bit more, but it's have gratitude for that. Don't have guilt for it, unless perhaps there's things there that, you know, some of the decisions you've made in the past you're still kind of working through. But like, if money has just come to you, if you've been blessed with money, then it's because that money is in good hands, right? It's because earth signs, you are this kind of caring, like the gentle gardener energy, right? You are, that money in good hands means that you're going to make good decisions, and you're going to do those decisions from your heart space because you want to look after the people that you love, right? You want to make sure that your friends, your family, your children, the community around you are all well cared for. You know, you're not going to be greedy with that. You're going to provide with it. So money in earth sign hands tends to be a tool to make things better, you know, make things better, things get better, to bring into balance prayer and BHAKTI Bhakti. Okay, so let's find out a little bit more. I'm going to put these in separately because we'll just kind of see how they come out. I'm using the Lightseas Tarot as well because it's such a beautiful, like, positive deck. So what else do we have? This is the Muse Tarot. So what else is going on, please? Yeah, you're coming down with some fears of the unknown. Again, for some of you, oh god, exactly, cards are really confirming what I've been picking up on. For some of you, it's like you have a choice to make. You really want to make sure that you choose based on your heart, right? Based on what's within, based on what you know is right for you, and what you know is good and true. And there may be some conflict around those choices. And some of you look at all this pink energy as well, like pinky purple, blue, which again picked up on that intuitive reading. Yeah, so it's like, if I make this choice, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the future holds for me. Is this what, you know, if you're particularly religious, is this what God would want for me? What is the right choice? A lot of you are really, really struggling with that at the moment, or having some fears about how your choices are going to be received. Two of Inspiration. Yeah, look, Two of Inspiration, Two of Wands. It's about making a choice, and it's in the reverse, so it feels like an impossible choice for you. This card actually says the only choice is the choice you make with your heart. And it talks about soul recognition as well. Your soul will recognize what is the right choice for you. You could feel like you don't have a choice as well. Like, I don't have a choice here. And there could be some fear or some illusion around that, because the moon can be illusion as well. So illusion, deception around choices, self-deception around choices, and your ability to make choices. Okay. Oh, earth signs. Okay, let's get you a full spread. So what's going on emotionally, please? Emotionally right now for my earth signs. Yeah, look at that. You're really in your fears, babes. Babes! Honey, sweetie. Okay, let's just pull all your cards and then we'll kind of interpret them. That Nine of Swords there, you're having, the reason why you're having trouble making an emotion-based intuitive choice is because you're allowing your head to get in the way. Your mind is in your heart, right? This is the worst card, right, in terms of like what your brain can get up to. Nine of Swords is like anxiety, but severe anxiety. It's overthinking to the point of making yourself ill. It's being so confused because you're overthinking all your choices. So it's stress, it's depression, it's anything that your brain can do that really kind of knocks you down. So you've got yourself into a state where you could be having a lot of nightmares as well and things like this. It's like you've really got yourself into a state where this illusion energy of the moon and this fear energy of the moon is really kind of clouding your ability to make heart-based decisions. Or at least it was in the past, because it's kind of in your past position. Three of Pentacles is collaboration, working together, like wanting to collaborate, feeling like you want to collaborate, and then wanting to express love and wanting to express your true feelings, right? It's quite impulsive as well. So you may actually, here you're overthinking, but here you may just, this is the energy of just wanting to blurt something out, just wanting to say it, right? Just wanting to express it on a bit of a whim. What's going on in Earth signs' thoughts? Absolutely confused. Yeah, you do not know what to do here. You feel like you're up the creek without a paddle, getting spun around. And if you're asked to choose a fish out of that sea, it's like, how could I possibly choose when they're all darting around? I'm dizzy, I'm confused. Illusion, not, your brain is not going to get you out of this. It's just not. Your brain's playing tricks on you, basically. Yeah, it's keeping you really stuck in your own thoughts, perceiving yourself as trapped, really defensive. And it's really, you're really struggling to get into that heart space and make that heart space decision. If this is your reading, right, you're showing a lot of strength on the surface. I don't think people realize how much you're struggling actually on the inside. You could be feeling a little bit like you're playing a role, or putting on a brave face for others with that lion. Maybe you've got Leo in your chart. Yeah, I do feel like you're trying to protect others, right? Trying to be brave in order to protect others, the lamb and the lion. You're showing us really confident on the surface, and you're not. They're giving me that song from Encanto, Under the Surface, Under the Surface. It's like the big sister. She's really strong. And she's the big sister, and it's like all the family's burdens go to her. So whenever any job needs doing, it's like she's the one to do it, because she's so capable. It's like she'll do it. She's really good at this stuff. But then it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. She's really struggling, and she's trying to be strong for her family, but she's under the surface, she's kind of cracking, and she needs help and she needs emotional support, and that's kind of how that's coming through. There you are. There's that higher power, Hierophant, higher guidance. You may be seeking higher guidance. You may be speaking to God. You may be asking the universe for help. You may be manifesting. You may have, you may be acting actually, again, I said some of you could be teachers. This could be showing you in the role of a teacher or a guidance counselor or a, some kind of, excuse me, I'm getting like wellness guru or, like even a priest or something. You may be in a position where other people seek guidance from you, or you're seeking guidance from others, or from God. You've got really strong energy Hang on, let's just get this last card. Yeah, look at that. Which way? That feels like a tower in reverse, but let's just see. Which way around, please? Tower in the upright. That's actually good. Don't panic. The tower can be perceived as a really bad card because it can be a little bit... It's like when a storm comes in, right, and everybody panics. But it's not necessarily bad. Oh, some lovely healing there as well. It's like taking the time to heal, like the time you need to heal. Yeah, sorry for that cough on camera. Again, I'm still in the process of going through the motions of cold. So you know how it like starts kind of in your nose and then it travels down into your chest. It's like in my chest now. But again, it's part of the process. Part of the process of recovering from a cold is it going through these stages. Part of the process of recovering from grief is going through the stages. Part of the process of recovering from an addiction is going through the steps. So everything has steps and stages, and that's why the Four of Swords shows up. So I feel like anything that happens in a reading is part of the reading. Yeah, babes, earth signs, why do you do this to yourself? Why are you like this, earth signs? It's this kind of really Virgoan self-sacrifice thing that happens of I have to be strong for everybody else. I have to be strong for everybody around me. I can't let the people who depend on me see me cracking and see me falling down. I've got to keep this ship together, is how it feels. And all your major arcana, so the major arcana is down here with the Strength card, the Hierophant, and the Tower, all in your action space. So I don't know if something's going on for you in terms of your actual environment, right? So work, your home life. I don't know if there's something going on that's like really big for you at the moment. It's like maybe there's stuff going on in your family or at work where it's like you really are having to deal with a lot of practical things, right? You really are having to keep the ship sailing in some sort of way. So all these responsibilities falling to you, and trying to be strong for others, and really at the same time as having to hold it together for others, crumbling on the inside, having a lot of fear and confusion of the future and the unknown, not wanting to show it, and okay, they gave me a reference there, but it's a really uncomfortable reference, so I'm not going to say it. If any of you know me well enough to send me a DM and you're curious, feel free to do that. It's uncomfortable though. Some of you might be able to guess it, especially if you're very intuitive. You may have got the same reference. But it's, yeah, it's... Whatever your fears are, it could be completely illusionary, which was the message that I got with that. If you watch the other reading with the swamp and the cave, and it was like I didn't want to go into that swamp because I was scared of going into the swamp. There were scary things in it. And eventually when I had no other option, I slid down this slippery slope into... Well, it was going to happen, right? Eventually I was going to go into that swamp, so I went into it anyway in meditation. And it's like both times that I did it, because I did it twice, it was beautiful. On the other side, it was fine. It was just this thin layer of gunk that you had to go through. And then it was like... And then yesterday's reading with the fire signs, they had coming out of the cave, like fighting those inner demons. It's like I did it. So, yeah, whatever your fears are, I feel like it's very much illusionary. It's very much like your own paranoia, your own overthinking, you know, of all the bad things that could possibly happen. Very Virgo energy. So even like Taurus and Capricorns who are watching, or people who would just have, you know, Earth in the chart, like that Virgo energy is so over analytical. So if you've got like a Virgo moon, perhaps Virgo Lilith, or Virgo, maybe, I don't know, check out your Virgo placements, because yeah, absolutely, like over analysis to the point of crippling yourself. Very Virgo. And Gemini as well. My Gemini moon does that to me sometimes. What else have you got here? So you've got Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Pisces. Yeah, it's like you're trying to avoid a tower. It's like you see something crumbling, you see the cracks appearing, you see, it's like you see the doom, right? You see the, what's that point? Something point, they're telling me. Horizon point? I don't know. I'm not quite sure what they're giving me there. It's like you see it, and I don't know, maybe I feel like you're having nightmares or like visions for some of you of like, again, even this buffalo is like the doom and destruction kind of thing. Like, the mirror cracked from side to side. The doom is upon me, cried the Lady of Shalott. It's that kind of energy. It's, but like not trying to make everybody else panic. But it's like the tower's coming in. And again, it's like you don't have to fear the tower. The tower's like, it is that destruction energy. It is that scorpionic or chaotic energy that comes in and kind of makes you have to think on your feet and makes you have to move quickly. It shakes the foundations, but it's not bad. All it does is it comes in to test the foundations. Are these foundations strong? Will this tower stand? Is it built? Is it fit for purpose? And if it's not fit for purpose, the tower moment is going to come in and expose the areas that need a little bit more work. So again, the tower seems to be representing to me this idea of like the box or the framework or the society, the structure, the organization that you're part of. And you know, that perhaps there's areas that have got a bit dusty, where, you know, the legislation that's got a bit dusty, or the yeah, I don't know, it's like clearing out the cupboards energy. I'm trying to think of an example. It's like, it's just like forcing you to look at the areas that need looking at, is the way it's coming through. And it's actually, the reason why I'm saying it's actually a very, very positive tower for you, even though you're scared of it, is because in your mind you perceive yourself as stuck. In your mind you're like, I can't figure out how to move. I don't know. I can't make a decision here. I'm so stuck. My hands are tied. I have no options here. Absolutely, like so attacked by your own thoughts, right? Your own perception of yourself as stuck. And then that's why this is a positive tower, because the tower comes in to rescue the princess, right? The princess in the tower who can't see a way out. The tower crumbles and, you know, a wall is exposed and she can climb out the wall. It's like, this feels like it's a beneficial tower to you. You're going to get unstuck. And I do feel like there's going to be a moment where it's like your heart just knows it, right? Your heart just suddenly you realize that you're not blindfolded. Your hands aren't tied. You perceive yourself clearly, which allows you to make this heartfelt choice, to make this, to have this moment of clarity where you can make this expression of, this is what I feel, this is what I feel, this is what is right for me, this is what I need, this is what I want, right? From the heart, from a very, very genuine place, very Piscean energy, which I feel like, I don't know if you cause the tower or if the tower allows you to suddenly express this thing that you may not even be aware of yourself because you've completely overanalyzed it. Like, it's like can't see the woods for the trees energy, right? It's like it's completely obvious. If you could just stop your brain from overthinking for a minute, it's like it would be so obvious. And yet that obvious thing, you're looking at it from every single angle, picking it apart. This is kind of giving me like a, do you know, you could also have some of you, I'm getting this energy, and I got it yesterday as well. No, I didn't. I got it on Monday. This energy of like, you know, when you know something is right for you, it's like you feel it on a soul level. You know, during those times of like meditation or quiet or solitude, kind of in hermit energy, you know, the time that you have to yourself, when everything's still, when your mind's still, when you have that moment of peace and tranquility, like the answer is obvious to you, right? The answer is totally obvious to you. And yet perhaps you're allowing the words and the thoughts of others, perhaps with these crows here, the words and the thoughts of others, your colleagues, perhaps people who you collaborate with. It could be your family, your friends. This is people who you work together with, right? And it's like it's like you're unpicking your feelings. Why do I feel that way? Why do I want that thing? And perhaps the other people around you, because the Seven of Wands is having to defend yourself, right? Having to defend what you know is true to yourself. And it's like the other people are, yeah, because this person here, the higher person, right? The higher self feels like the person who knows what this authentic thing is, right? This thing that's true to your heart. Like, You know what it is. I want to say you do. At the root of it, you know what it is. But it's like other people's words, other people's thoughts, other people picking apart what you've said makes you doubt yourself and gets you into this completely confused, like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what my options are, I don't know what will happen if I choose any of these options. I have so much anxiety now. I told you I was picking up on anxiety. 3 times I got that in my chest, like an anxiety attack. So yeah, it's just be true to yourself. Just be true to yourself, and that's going to get you unstuck, right? It's going to get you out of the tower. Yeah, it feels like it could be like, again, it could be religion or tradition, you know, people who are very, very stuck in that kind of matrix energy of this is right, this is wrong, this is what I've been taught. You want to be open. You want to be open and flowing in this energy. So, okay. I'm going to have a bit more of my coffee, and then we're going to get advice for each individual sign. I actually want to have a look at this tower. So this tower, what is the tower for? I didn't even ask. What is the tower for? Who's first? Taurus. What is the tower for Taurus? Yeah, you're going to realize something's missing, and you're going to recognize the fact that some kind of situation that you've been in, which is represented by the tower and the Hierophant coming together as some kind of institution, or some kind of it could be like a workplace, an institution, an education system, a government, some kind of like body, right? It's like the tower is like Houses of Parliament, or the White House, or the church, right? It's like the powers that be in some sort of way is the way it's coming through for you. Recognizing that something's not right, recognizing there's a missing piece, recognizing the flaw in that system, and understanding that you're going to have to possibly walk away from that, or gain some space from that, in order to really gain a bigger perspective. It's like you need to go. So for example, I know that here recently, because a family member was part of one of the kind of boards discussing it, there was the local government was meeting with groups like Black Lives Matter to work out where some of the government systems were particularly, I feel like by chance, because of just the demographic that naturally was in the area at the time, a lot of the seats in the government, on the council, in council roles like police, teaching, there was a lot of white people in those roles, because you know, culturally speaking, the area was historically very white, where now that due to various immigration opportunities, with like especially with the Britain being part of the Commonwealth, a lot of people come here in roles like nursing and teaching and things like this. So the actual demographic of the area has become much more diverse. So the government was meeting with groups like Black Lives Matter to say, what are your experiences, where are our shortcomings, what's going on with our rules and legislation, and hiring procedures that, you know, that are not fulfilling the needs of the society as a whole. So it's that kind of energy. It's like needing to gain outside perspectives to understand the flaws in the system of the place. But it could be that there's a tower moment that exposes the flaw in the system in the first place. But it's fine. You just go into like crisis management. You ask people, you figure it out. You do it better next time, right? We're all learning. That's why we're here on Earth. Nobody's perfect. We're all learning. Okay, Virgo, what's the tower for Virgo? What is the tower for Virgo? Empress in reverse. Oh, my whole deck's in reverse. Which way? Yeah, no, absolutely in reverse. For some of you, this tower moment could be some kind of shock regarding a mother figure. It could be your own mother. It could be somebody that you see as just a mothering figure in your life. Could be that somebody around you acts in Empress in reverse energy, which is somebody who should be the divine feminine, right? Somebody who should be all four queens of the tarot, but acting in a very immature way. The Empress in reverse is kind of like the princess having a temper tantrum. It could be that somebody's not really fulfilling the responsibilities properly. It could be that it could be a lot of different things. It could be something that whoever this person is for you, and it could be yourself as well. It could be that you have a bit of a tantrum and you know you communicate something. This is communication and action. So somebody's going to communicate something, take some action. I don't know. I don't know what that is for you. It could be you walking out of a situation saying, I've had enough of this. It's not serving me. I'm out. Tell me about the Tower for Cappy, please. Yeah, oh god, yeah, I'm hearing it's going to feel right. The Emperor. You're going to know because it feels right. You're going to know because it's your Two of Cups, right? It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a friend. It's somebody. There's going to be somebody in your life who could be somebody you already know. It could be somebody that you don't know yet, and this person walks into your life. But it's the energy of, this is my person, or I know that this is right for me. Yeah, you're just gonna know. Your heart's gonna tell you. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel the butterflies. You're gonna feel. I'm hearing. You're gonna hear the music. You're gonna hear the music, right? You're gonna. What's that? Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. It's that kind of energy. You're just gonna know. My heart has wings and I can fly. What's that? I don't know what that is. Oh, right. Let's get you all some. I'm leaving that because it's cute. Let's get you all some advice. It has that feeling, Caps. I'm sorry, it's not going to be all of you. For some of you, it has that feeling of, like if you've been watching Heartstopper, me and my daughter call him Labradad. The character Nick, Labradad. He's questioning his sexuality, and he doesn't know, right? He's never really questioned. He's never really thought about it before, and then all of a sudden, it's his entire identity kind of comes into question, and he's kind of figuring out. He's like, well, who am I attracted to? And it's that feeling of like, you know, because you feel it. Okay. Taurus. Advice for Taurus, please. Advice for Taurus this week, Liz. Advice for Taurus, please. Taurus? Any advice for Taurus? Taurus, you are not getting any advice, apparently. I may have to use a different deck. Okay, any advice for Virgo from this deck? Any advice from Virgo from this deck? I don't think they want me to use this deck. Any advice for Capricorn from this deck? Thought about it. Any advice for Capricorn from this deck? No, I think they want me to use the Wisdom of the Oracle. Okay, I'm going to go... I'm going to go Oracle message for Taurus, please. Oracle or protection message for Taurus. Oracle protection message for Taurus. There we go. Imagine and a leg up. Great, you've got 2 cards. More reading. Starting to get really tickly throat. Taurus, your advice. Who do you want to be? Who do you need to believe in? Sorry, I'll start again. Who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You were gifted with the power to imagine. If you can dream it, you can create it. Some of you may have Pisces in your chart. Go and check out your placements. If you dream it, you can create it. If you build it, they will come. Woodstock on my mind. I've been getting a lot of festival stuff. Some of you want to go to festivals or host a festival. This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals. That sounds very, very earth sign. Or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver images of what feeds your soul, and then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations, and imagine these things being real right now, and then repeat. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. So if you don't already do manifestation practices and understand things like the law of attraction, Taurus, go and check out the law of attraction, go and check out manifesting and read up on it a little bit. Do your own research, right? Whatever speaks to you. Yeah, if you can dream it, you can have it, basically, is what that's saying. A leg up. You get your leg up. You're getting your leg up or your leg over, Taurus. You've come to a point where going it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. Help comes to you in all areas of your life when you need a boost. The trick is to accept that aid, so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork, which is here, and independence to commingle, miracles can happen. Now is such a time. Taurus, that is your advice. Let's go to Virgos. So Virgos, I am going to get you, unless we get a protection message, I'm going to go relationship message because of the Empress in reverse. That is too many. I think you might have a fallout with somebody. Orphaned. Oh, it's hard. Capricorn was also getting this energy last week. It's the ugly duckling card. Not fitting in. Forgive me. There once was an ugly duckling, whose something was fluffy and brown. And now they're giving me, and everywhere that Mary went, a lamb was sure to grow. What? They're giving me a mix of ugly duckling and Mary quite contrary, I think. As you shift and evolve and commit to your own growth, you long for support but may be disappointed and hurt by others who are not providing what you feel you deserve. Perhaps you are drifting away from this relationship because you're in a different stage of personal growth. Perhaps you are in a new relationship and discovering that you don't share the same values and beliefs. So you feel left out. Unable to get that intimate place of safety and belonging. Take heart, as Spirit knows you and loves you and will steer you in the direction of those who accept you as you are without artifice or agenda. Don't compromise yourself to belong. It won't be worth the price. So it's a relationship message, but it's not just sexual relationships or love relationships. It's all relationships, right? Cappies, I'm also going to get you, unless you get a protection message, which is when it comes out in reverse, I'm also going to get you a relationship advice card. Not for you. I hate this card so much because to me it's like, and this is interesting with the card you get. You have to pay attention to your own responses to things, right? And don't overanalyze, but at a heart level, understand what does this provoke in you. So sometimes this card comes out when I really want something and I know it's right for me, and it comes out almost as a test or a challenge, like not for you, and it comes out with this response from me of like, don't you dare tell me what is and isn't for me. I get to decide what is and isn't for you. So you may feel that. Others of you, it's literally what the card's saying, and it's like you have to just accept that. So I don't feel like the Two of Cups, because the Two of Cups is a very good relationship. So why the Two of Cups will come out from not for you makes me suspicious. So take it as it resonates to you, right? Some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them that is obvious from the beginning, but the red flags escape your observation or you refuse to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it's not possible to make it be. Rejection is a sign that you're being protected by the divine. If you are the one who must reject another, remember that you do so for both your sakes. For every pot there is a lid, and this one may not be the perfect fit. Oh, talking about things fitting and not fitting. All right, Cats, that's not how that feels. That feels to me like, oh shit, this is the one for me. But it could be that you meet somebody who's for you, and it means you have to reject somebody who's not. Like, I don't want to do too many spoilers of Heartstopper, but that character Nick, he has this moment where he's like, oh, I am going to have to tell this person that I'm not interested in them because I'm interested in this person who really lights me up, right? And I'm quite shocked at how much that person suits me. So, I don't know. Take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. All right, I hope that was helpful to you. Do check out the description box down below for that massive song list that's already come through. And I'm actually going to pull you, all a light bulb moment song and an advice song for each individual sign. So go and check those out, and I hope they are helpful to you. Please do take care of yourselves, and remember to look after yourselves. Earth signs, come on, like just go and have a lie down. Earth signs, it's okay. Take the day off. You know, the world is not going to fall down if you take a day off, right? Yes, you might have to deal with some stuff when you go back in the next day, but if you need to take a day off and rest, take a day off and rest, right? You need to allow that to yourselves. And I tell you this all the time. It's like me, a lazy Libra with Leo rising, and I'm like, I'm a cat, right? I'm like, I need to sleep right now. Daytime nap. And I see my earth sign friends working so hard. Tauruses, you get it. Tauruses, you're like, I need to have a nap. I recognize this about myself because like Libra and Taurus both ruled by Venus, so love the luxury. Virgos and Capricorns with that kind of Encanto under the surface energy, like, you know, you need to have a nap, all right? Make the time, allow yourself, give yourself, put the burdens down for a day. It's gonna be okay. All right, take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye, friends.